So once again, thank you everybody for joining the call. Today we are on the VNext interview. My name is Nabil Syed, and I'm the Director of Business Development. And we have Rajiv, our co-founder. And today we are interviewing FTC Cleanup Crew. It's a FTC team based out of Vancouver, Washington.
The team comprises of 12 members who distributed the work really well into three primary categories, which is mechanical design and computer design, programming, as well as outreach. And this was your rookie season. And within the rookie season, not only you emphasized on the technical aspect, but also many other skills, collaborating with many other teams, work distribution, and carrying the spirit of first. So, and eventually you made significant progress through various level of advancement. And you were the chosen team to go to the World Championship from your region. So congratulations. Yep. And we have multiple questions, and the intent being your experience, your way of working, your way of excellence may benefit many other teams. Okay. So my first question is, like, when forming a team, what are the key decisions that you take into consideration when inducting a team member?
So because this was our first year, our teacher, who actually helped us set this all up, decided to do Google Forms to see what we wanted to, what roles we wanted to take in the team. So he set like programming, notebook, and mechanical engineering and designing. And so basically, based on those answers, he made a team out of the students that answered the Google form.
Adding on to what Aiden said, what we're really looking for is someone who is really passionate and dedicated to robotics. Because while it is easier to teach someone how to attach a motor or how to program, it's nearly impossible to teach someone how to be passionate about the stuff that they're working on. And I really believe that FTC is a great learning opportunity. So while it is awesome if you have prior skills, it's definitely not a necessity when you're joining our team.
We also looked out for people who were, oh, sorry, Nathan, you can go too.
That's fine, go on.
Okay, thank you. We also look for a lot of people because, especially at our school, we have a lot of students who are committed to extracurricular activities already. So we made sure to find people who could make their time flexible and could fit in robotics, because it's a very it's a big time commitment.
I would personally say that, like, your past experience means like very little because you apply it in like such a new situation. Like I coded for like 3 years coming into this, but it was a totally like foreign experience when I actually like came in and tried coding the robot.
Yeah, and I think the teachers, they like took the people in off of like based off of people's intentions. So like a lot of us, our intentions is like to learn about robotics so that we can use it for our future. Because I believe like a lot of us are hopefully going into engineering. And so I think they took that into consideration as well.
So what were your expectations from the coach?
So at first, he was just a coach who helped us with some funding, and we used his room because we are a school-based team. So he helped us a couple of times, but not major. Like he didn't make any like major contributions to our robot. He just helped us give some advice, and that's pretty much what we expected of him.
Okay. So with so many STEM avenues like Maths Olympiad, chemistry, experiments in physics, what was the reason that you chose robotics?
Well, I chose, I kind of knew that I wanted to go into engineering. And so I remember, because it was the first robotics club, and so I had no idea like what they did. And so I remember saying to the teacher, like, I would go, like, even if I don't make the team, like, I would go just to like watch them work on it, because I just like, I have no past experience in this. And I know that it's going to be like, fairly important for my future years. And so I just wanted to learn about it. And so I thought this would be a great opportunity. And then fortunately, I actually made the team. And so I was actually able to work on it.
For me, to be honest, I kind of joined robotics by accident because I was just looking for somewhere to hang out during lunchtime. and I walked into my first robotics meeting. And after watching a few FTC videos on YouTube, I was really interested in seeing how I could apply what I learned in physics in the classroom and apply it to a more real-life application in the challenge.
I think. Oh, I was gonna say I think that like the robotics team, especially through FIRST, is really cool because it's one of the few clubs that gives you like so many opportunities to do things. Like our team, we were fortunate enough to go to provincials and then even make it to qualify for worlds. So like just the breadth of possibilities with FIRST and the robotics team was really big and really interesting to possibly get to.
For me, it was more of the team aspect because with math contests or like chemistry contests, it relies heavily on individual skill and like how you. But then like this competition really relies on your ability to work with your teammates and collaborate with them. So that's what drew me to this robotics club.
Yeah, I chose robotics because it was something that I was looking forward to in my future profession because I'm going to engineering. So it was just something that I thought would be really cool and it'd be like a very good learning experience with teammates and yeah.
So one of the things that I have as a coach have observed is like, you know, when a team has members that bring a very diverse perspective to solving a problem. It could be design, it could be program, or it could be the process planning parts of it. But again, like, you know, that translates into conflicting point of view or opinions or approach. So how do you resolve conflicts?
I think like for us, our design process was really fun because we really capitalized on the difference in opinions, and we spent a lot of time like actually on a whiteboard, and everyone would put up their own ideas, and we'd all discuss, and everyone would sit and listen while someone presented what they thought was a really good idea for the robot. At the end, we all had the ability to look at everything and kind of think about it together and talk about pros and cons and work out what we wanted as a team to move forward with.
I think with so many, because everybody would put their ideas up, it was kind of like who could explain their idea the best, that like it would work the best. And then once he was able to kind of convince everyone that it would work, then we get everyone to put their minds into like how we can make that design the best it can be.
We also consulted like Reddit and Facebook for other. We also consulted like other robotics teams as well to seek advice on design or like how to do this or how to do that.
Anybody else? Okay. So my next question is, I'm sure like, you know, you prepare for certain score, you prepare for certain performance. Sometimes your robot performs as expected, sometimes better, sometimes you do not get the scores what you had expected. And for sure, like, you know, the participation in a challenge itself is a great learning opportunity. So I'm sure like, you know, you would be identifying the lessons learned and you would have a mechanism for introspecting how we could improve or what could we do to sustain a consistent performance from the robot as well as the team. So what is your mechanism for introspection?
So we took GoPros and then we would film all of our competitions, and there was like a couple competitions where we didn't perform as well as we thought we would have. So then our next meeting, rather than actually doing like building the robot, we would first analyze it. So we'd pretty much watch the film of what happened, and then so we'd analyze like what parts we can do better, what we actually need to work on, rather than going straight back into building the robot.
Yeah, so definitely one of the best things about being in the BC region was that we were allowed to partake in the league championship system. So we were able to compete at 2 league meets before the actual competition in Victoria. And as Aiden mentioned, we were able to film all of our meets And then we went identified the problems that we had in our driving and game strategy. And then afterwards, we would go and take a look at how we could maximize the amount of points that we gained. And then further make adaptations to our programming and mechanisms and compare those with the previous results for the next meet.
Yeah, if you were to look at like the progress of our robot after every like match, it changed, like something slightly changes about it. Like we had 3 different claws throughout the building the robot, and we usually change it after the meet because we would learn like that it would be better this way, or like we can get even more points with this type of arm. But then not only just on the robot, but I was one of the drivers for one of the meets, and we didn't perform as well, so I learned that I'm not the greatest driver, so I handed it off to someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have proven your excellence as a team through all the levels of progression and making it to the World Championship within the rookie season of participation. And that is something pretty rare. So I'm sure there is a distinguishing element of your team. What exactly it is, in your opinion?
I would say that one of the biggest factors is that we're such a large team. And since we're such a large team with about 12 members, we have many specialists in these subgroups, the non-technical side, such as the engineering notebook and outreach, as well as the technical side for the building and the programming. And as a result, we don't have any difficulties in brainstorming because we have all these amazing ideas with the skills to back it up.
As I said before, like when they were choosing to see who made the team, a lot of people showed up, like almost like 30 people or so showed up to like see what the robotics club would be like. And so I think what really makes us stand out is like we have like the big team as well, but also that all of us, we have like a really big interest in it. And so like we really want to do like the really best we can. And so with all of us, we all can work together to see like what the best idea would be to make the robot the best.
So I see that like many of you are about to graduate from high school. I'm sure you'll get busy with the college education very soon, and you'll be past the age participating in many of the competitive robotics events. So what are your goals for future, in particular as it pertains to the competitive robotics? So you'll be participating with the community, or maybe you may identify competitive robotic avenue. What would it be?
Oh, wait, sorry.
Go first. Go first.
Okay. For myself, I know I'm going to be studying in Vancouver engineering, and I'm really hoping to return to Vancouver College and hopefully try and help out and maybe mentor the team coming out next year, if I have that opportunity, hopefully. And that's kind of like I'm going to try and stay within the FTC team as much as I can and participate as much as I can, and just kind of try and help the next generation of Team 1688.
Yeah. So for the future, I'm planning on because I'm studying at Waterloo, I'm gonna join one of their design teams and work on robotics or some sort of engineering project there. And then when I come back, I plan on being a mentor for Cleanup Crew's future.
Yeah, same as Joe. I'll be studying engineering locally, Vancouver, and so yeah, when I have the time, I can come back to help the younger year work on the robot, because it really like FTC. It really like I've learned so much from it, and so hopefully like even as I learn more, I'll join one of the design teams. So hopefully I can like help the younger guys learn even more.
So Nathan and I have one more year in FTC before we graduate, but in terms of post-secondary studies, due to my experiences in FTC, I was thinking about doing biomedical engineering so I could go and try to improve the lives of others.
I'm I'm not so sure because like I didn't know what going into like robotics this year, what to expect. But like so far it's been a blast, and I'd like to definitely um, increase like the helping the community. Like like teaching younger kids robotics or teaching them how to code. That's one thing that like my main goal is, or like that's one thing that I strive to do in the future.
Great. Uh, that's great. What will be your message for a new team?
I would say like always be open to try new things. Originally, I went in to the robotics team only wanting to do mechanical engineering, but I ended up touching like everything. I helped with design. I helped with like some of the coding and some of the notebook taking. Like if you go into it with an open mind, you're gonna learn a lot more than if you just go in and only do the one thing that you came to do.
I think another thing is like, especially for us being a rookie team this year, like we weren't really fast. That failure is like a really big part of learning. And that is really well shown from our first league match, where we were totally like blown away. We had no idea what was going on. And we just like, trying to figure out like, when are we going to play? Like, and our robot isn't working. So I think like the biggest part was even to the last minute at provincials, our robot was breaking every round, like, and that was just regular. And I think you just have to be happy with that and learn from it and be ready for it.
Yeah, I'm very similar with Joe. I was gonna say, like you really learn the most through failure. Like both our league matches, we came like one of the lower like ranked teams. Like we didn't do very well, but then through that we learned how to fix our robot to enhance out as many points as we can get. And so we really worked on it and we really learned a lot so that it was able for provincials, we were able to show what we learned throughout the process. And we did much better than the first two league matches.
My biggest piece of advice for rookie team would probably to not be afraid to ask questions to veteran teams, because throughout our time in FTC, even though that you'll be competing against these teams in the near future, FTC revolves around the idea of gracious professionalism and cooperation. So it's a really collaborative environment. And I believe that by asking our team, asking other teams for advice, we were able to gain such valuable insights that helped us to succeed this season.
I would say to never really stick to a plan, because with us, a lot of the most valuable pieces of information or like the best things we learned were through our mistakes and just random things that popped up. So I'd tell a rookie team or younger teams to like never be discouraged if something unexpected happens.
Before the interview, while we were talking, you mentioned that your team has taken an initiative in helping the community through this COVID situation. Can you describe a little bit about that as well? And first of all, thank you very much for this initiative. Yeah,
Okay,
the initiative that you're taking.
Okay, so for as far as COVID-19, there's obviously a big demand for personal protection equipment. And as a school and as a team, like we actually have a lot more 3D printers than we realized at first. So the school has two, I have one, and we're trying to add more and more to the initiative as we can. And we're trying to print as many face shields as we can. And that's been really good just to kind of get ourselves out in the community and try and make a little bit of an impact in this crisis as we all are stuck at home. It's nice to make a bit of a difference from without being able to leave in the community. So that's been really fun.
Yeah. That's great and incredible. So those are all the questions we had. Thank you very much, Team CleanupCrew, and we wish you the best. I hope we would have seen you at the World Championships, but that's how the life is. Okay, wish you the best for everything ahead. Okay.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you, FTC Cleanup Crew. And if anybody wants to connect with you guys, what would be the best way? Should it be following through Instagram or sending you guys an email?
Definitely Instagram at FTC_cleanup crew.
Okay, we will definitely shout that out, and then we will also give you guys a copy of this interview, so you can share it as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you guys. Stay safe.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You
You
too.
too.
Thank you. Stay safe.
Have a good day.
Bye.